I just don't remember things, y'all. Where was it? Where did I go? Where did we go? Hey guys, and welcome back to krodcollective. My name is Kim, and this is where we talk all things travel. If you love travel as much as I do, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you know when I'm uploading a new video. In this video, I'm gonna do something that I have never done before. And I have a travel scratch map, and we are going to scratch off all the places that I have traveled to. I've never done this before, and I gotta tell you, I gotta be very honest with you. I'm not the biggest fan of country counting. I've never counted how many countries I've been to. I don't care. Doesn't appeal to me. It's just not something I do. I don't know. I think it's because I'm more focused on how I can grow, what can I learn, who can I meet, what can I take away from each place that I visit versus how many places can I visit, how many countries can I tick off. It's just not my thing. So I've never really country counted. I have no idea how many countries I've been to, but I can tell you, I think that when I compare, which please don't do this because I just, comparison is a thief of joy, and I believe that with every fiber of my being. I feel like when I compare myself to maybe some other travel bloggers or other people who are in the travel sphere, I definitely have not been to that many places. I think I have a lot more depth than width when it comes to traveling. So yeah, let's kind of jump into it and see how many places I've visited. And also I think it's a good opportunity because you and I are gonna get a little close. I feel like in this process also you can get to know me a little bit more, and hopefully I can get to know you, because I definitely want to have a conversation in the comments. Let me know also any of these countries that I've been to that you've been to as well. Please let me know if you're from these places, if you visited, what your favorite thing about these places were. So just let me know. So we're gonna get started, and I'm gonna scratch off each place that I have visited. So let's get started. Woo! All right, so at this point, let's go ahead and acknowledge the obvious. United States of America, obviously where I was raised, obviously where I identify the most. I don't want to scratch it off because I think I'm going to do it last on a state by state kind of thing. I just want to go ahead and acknowledge the United States as a whole. I'm going to move on now. So technically, I think I should be doing this in order of the places that I have visited, but I'm not going to do that because my memory is not that great. I guarantee you that there are some places that I forget, and there are some places that I probably don't even add to this list because I completely forgot that I went there. Man, if you're like me and your memory is just kind of atrocious at this point, please comment below and let me know. I can't be the only one. I can't be the only one. I'm gonna start with my parents. My mom is Jamaican and my dad is Guyanese. So I have West Indian parents, and I am first-generation American. So comment below if you are also first-generation American. I'm gonna start on my dad's side. Family history is a whole other thing, and I'm not going to get into that in this video because my dad was born in St. Lucia and raised in Guyana. So my father identifies as Guyanese. That is where he's from. Unfortunately, I've never been to Guyana. That is a conversation for another day and another time. And I got beef with that. And that's something that I gotta work out with my dad. I've never been to Guyana. So I'm gonna scratch off St. Lucia on the map because I've been there. Yeah. Woohoo! Scratched off St. Lucia, done and dusted. All right, so let's move on to my mom's side of the family. My mom is a proud, and so am I, Jamaican. So my mom was born and raised in Montego Bay, Jamaica. Yes, I have been there. Oh man, I can't even I feel like I'm gonna tear up. I cannot even tell you how much pride I have inside. If you are Jamaican, I love you, and you are my people. I am welling up. Oh my gosh. I'm so incredibly proud of my Caribbean and West Indian roots. It really does bring me so much pride to talk about Jamaica and to talk about how much I love being there. And I love what my mom has passed down to me and what she's instilled in me from the Jamaican culture and also from both my parents. I love it. I love it so much. I hadn't scratched that off. I really wish I could connect with my culture a little bit more though, because I think I'm pretty Americanized. But I've moved around a lot, and Jamaica is definitely a place that I've thought about living there for a year and really connecting with the culture and really know the culture for myself, having that experience on my own outside of my mother. I remember as a kid growing up in America, my mom would cook everything. You know, she'd cook very traditional Jamaican dishes. She'd also cook American dishes. White rice and plantain is something that is a staple in our culture. My mom would have a side of white rice and plantain with every meal. So we would have an American meal, spaghetti and meatball, white rice, fried sweet plantain, sandwiches, fried plantain. So yeah, it's just funny. Anyway, let's move on. Let's talk about Trinidad and Tobago. Growing up with West Indian parents, we went to the Caribbean and the West Indies pretty often because my parents had friends that were, you know, dispersed all over the West Indies and over the Caribbean. My parents had really good friends. They lived in Trinidad and Tobago, and I remember going there as a child, and the one thing I remember is that they had 2 houses, and I thought that was super fancy as a kid. And there was one house specifically that they had that was located right on the beach, and they had a hammock in their front porch. And I remember as a kid just feeling like I was in paradise. Trinidadian food is my favorite. I love bakes, I love doubles. Yeah, so Trinidad and Tobago, let's go ahead and scratch that off the map and let's move forward. All right, so next on the list, let's go ahead and cross off Antigua. Right there. This is an island that my grandparents used to live. I do remember spending one summer with them. It's so weird. I don't know if this has happened to you guys, but when I think back, I don't remember how old I was being in Antigua for that summer. Like, I remember very distinctly the scent and being on the beach, the sun on my skin. It's so strange because it has been years. I remember very specific things about it. It was awesome. I loved it. See, let's go ahead and move on to Canada. First of all, can I just say, I freaking love Canadians. I always seem to really connect with Canadians. So Canada is a place that I've visited a couple of times. My parents have really good family friends in Toronto. Canada is definitely a repeat destination for me, and I want to see more. I remember Canada a lot as a child. A couple of years ago, I went to Vancouver for the first time with my parents, and man, oh man, did I fall in love with Vancouver. And I had one of the best sandwiches ever in Vancouver. What's the name of that place I went to? What is the name of that place? Vancouver. Was it called Meat and Bread? Meat and Bread, maybe? Meat and Bread. Or was that in LA? Oh my God, I can't remember. I feel like the Canadians are gonna be so mad at me. Meat and Bread, I was right. If you guys are ever in Vancouver, Meat and Bread, those sandwiches, so good. That was some good stuff right there. We went to the suspension bridge. I definitely look forward to exploring more of Canada. Scratch off some parts of Canada. Let's just go ahead and do that, shall we? Australia. I told you, this is gonna be completely all over the place here. Probably need to go back a little bit. I lived in New York City for 10 years. New York has a pretty large population of Australians. I had a lot of Australian friends. I went to a church that was pastored by Australians, so I had a lot of Australians in my life in New York City. One of my friends at the time, she was Australian. She was my roommate. She was my roommate for like 4 or 5 years. She was the greatest. I went to Australia with her and went to Sydney, which is the only place in Australia that I've been to. I really want to go to Melbourne, but I have not been there yet. But anyway, it was great. I had such a wonderful time. I had a lot of Tim Tam slams. And if you don't know this, Australia has one of the most incredible coffee cultures that I have ever seen. They take coffee very seriously. Their baristas are amazing, and their coffee is incredible. That is actually where I started drinking coffee, and that is why in New York City you find a lot of coffee shops that are started by Australians. Soaking it in, man. I went camping one night. There were a lot of kangaroos, and I got to pet them. I got to pet kangaroos. It was amazing. They were just so cute. So next I'm gonna scratch off on the map Puerto Rico. Believe it or not, I actually almost moved to Puerto Rico. So my friend Vanessa and a couple of her friends ended up taking me to this beautiful window cave in Puerto Rico, and that was incredible. We ate well, we drank well, we had a really, really good time. Puerto Rico was amazing. So I'm gonna go ahead and scratch off the Bahamas right now, but I went to a wedding a couple of years ago. I normally would not scratch something like this off, but we did explore a little bit of the Bahamas and we had a really good time. So let's go ahead and cross off England. So bringing it all the way around, because that's where I was born. Yeah. So yes, I do have dual citizenship. I have a very weird fascination with London. I'm like obsessed. I really like it over there. London is one of those cities, it has a hold on my heart. I don't know how to shake it. I can see myself living there long term. I've almost moved to London so many times. I go over the pros and cons of living there. Every day of my life, I think about moving there. I am a big city gal. And if you live in London, comment below and let me know how you feel about it. One of my favorite cities that I've ever been to, and I love it so dearly. In my mind, it's kind of like New York's more refined older sister, if that makes sense. If you've lived in New York City and you visited London, I think you know what I'm talking about. So we'll see if I end up there in the future. Let's move on to Argentina. I was a Spanish major in college, and Argentina was one of the places that I studied. Buenos Aires, I spent a month there. That was where I drank my weight in mate, ate a lot of empanadas, ate a lot of gelato, learned a lot, explored a lot. I also took a photo with the famous Mafalda. I've also been to Uruguay. So I'm gonna go ahead and cross Uruguay off the list, and I had one of the best steaks of my life in Uruguay. So this is the place that I've been waiting this entire video to talk about. That is, drum roll please, Spain! Ooh, let's go ahead and cross off Spain. You know what, I'm just gonna say it. One of my favorite countries in the world is Spain. I feel like I do this entire video just to talk about Spain. So I cannot express how deep my love for Spain runs. It's the greatest place. I don't even know where to begin. That's my heart right there. I've been fascinated with Spain since college. It's where I lived. So when I was in college, I studied in Spain for it was a summer and a semester. So if I count my time studying abroad plus my time living there, all combined, it was about 3.5 to 4 years. Love everything about it, from the culture to the food, the language. Spain is actually my first formal solo travel trip. The dream is to cover every inch of that country. I've scratched off Spain, so Portugal. Portugal is a place I'd love to learn how to surf. Eating all the sardines, drinking all the wine. France. So I've only been to Paris about 3 or 4 times. Let's go ahead and scratch. Let's go ahead and scratch France off the list or off the map. And I don't care what anyone says, French people are amazing. They're so kind and generous. The food, my God, the food is amazing. Let's go to Italy. I feel like Italy is one of those places you gotta go multiple times. It's so big and there's so much to explore. Let's move on to the Netherlands. I've only been to Amsterdam. Let's move on to Norway. I spent a Christmas in Norway with my friend and family, and it was one of those very enriching travel experiences that I will never ever forget. So Norway is the only place that I've ever gone skiing. I've only done it once. We went to one of those baby tracks, you know, where you just go round and round. Yeah, let's go ahead and scratch off Germany. I love Berlin. It's very diverse. Everyone's so cool. Let's do this. Let's do the US in a separate video. I am on a mission of visiting all 50 states. That's it, guys. Thank you so much for scratching off these cities with me. Please comment below and let me know the places that you have visited, what your experiences have been, and your favorite places. If you're interested in solo traveling and want to give it a shot, have never done it before, and don't know where to start, check out this video right here. If you want to solo travel but you're really concerned about safety and how to stay safe, then definitely go ahead and check out this video here, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.